Hey guys, how's it going? Here I am with the Crypto Playhouse guys. We've got Austin and Dan. These are Instagram chaps. These have been with us from the start. They've been with us like the last 5 months or something. They discovered us when we were a nothing, nobody coin, you know, ranked 500 or something. They really started supporting us, did a great job on social media, on Instagram, and they're just, you know, these guys are just one of the reasons why we're blowing up right now. These are the, you know, the Instagram masters. So today we're just having a bit of a chat. They're going to ask me a few questions about the project, this and that. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it. I'll pass you over to Austin.
Actually, I think Dan's going to take it away on our...
So yeah, it's interesting how we met. We actually received a DM from you guys back on July of last year when you were like 500 and something on the market, and we always look for projects that are very interesting, projects that we vet and believe strongly in to get involved with. So we have like over a 90% rejection rate before we decide to work on take on a project, and Digitex caught our attention. And I mean, it's been a great run since then.
Yeah, it's been pretty good, right?
Yeah, so can't complain about that.
Yeah. But anyways, all right, so Adam will just kick it off. You know, just kind of start at the beginning. So prior to Digitex Futures, you were in the traditional markets for years. You want to just give us a little bit of your background, you know?
Yeah, I was a pit trader. I was over at LIFE, the London International Financial Futures Exchange, and I was a pit trader there. I did that for like 3.5 years or something in the Bund pit, mostly German government bonds. Didn't really have a fucking clue what a German government bond was. Neither did all the other guys in the pit that I was with either. That was quite fun. There was like 200 of us. I think the average age was 19 in the pit. It was just a bunch of just lunatics screaming and shouting. So, you know, that was fun. But that was my start. Then after that, I moved on to the screens afterwards. While I went traveling for a bit. It's just a long, drawn out, complicated thing, but that's where I started, is in the pits.
Okay, yeah, I mean, for high stress environments, that kind of takes the cake.
Yeah, it was.
No, like when you did leave the markets, was that kind of part of it? The, you know, kind of the high stress, constantly going?
It wasn't necessarily because of stress. I mean, and the honest answer why I left to go traveling, I mean, I went broke. Yeah, I went broke probably 2 or 3 times in my like 3.5 years there. It's just what you do when you're a pit trader, you know. It's like a rite of passage. If you haven't gone broke, you haven't been a real pit trader, really. But yeah, that's why I went traveling that time. That was the catalyst for that one. But then when I came back from traveling after years and, you know, got back into shit. But that was the reason, really.
Fair enough. So, I mean, now the whole, you know, the Digitex idea, you know, that kind of the fee-free trading, did that come to you when you were traveling? Was that something that kind of came to you as you returned and were looking to something to settle into?
It's just an idea I always had, you know. Even while I was traveling, I just didn't completely switch off, you know. I've always been, you know, had a trader's mindset. It's just something I always thought of, you know, just commission-free trading, because commissions just had such a massive influence on my trading. As a pit trader, you know, you're making tick, you make a tick, you lose a tick, you scratch, you make a tick, you lose a tick, you scratch. You've done like massive amounts of trades and you've made like 2-3 ticks. If you're paying normal commission rates, you just get killed.
And in crypto, I mean, you're talking about 0.25%, 0.5%, and
you can't beat that.
Coinbase charging 3%. I mean,
it's impossible
insane
to beat that. Yeah, I mean, if you're good at long-term prediction, if you can say you're going to buy Bitcoin at 6,000 and sell it 10,000, commissions don't matter.
Right.
You know, if you're good at that kind of fundamental stuff, that's fine. But if you're a scalper, you know, commissions make it virtually impossible. On those kinds of commissions you've just quoted, it's actually impossible. Yeah. It's literally impossible. So, you know, I just always had this idea for commission-free trading. I didn't really know how it was going to work. It was always just kind of an idle idea. But, you know, when I discovered crypto, that's when it really clicked, you know.
Right. I remember when we spoke earlier, one time that we sat down a couple months ago, that I mentioned my background is in FX, and you mentioned futures, and I remember like in the 90s, early 2000s, a lot of the FX brokers would promote the commission-free, no commission trading in FX. How does that process work for Digitex? Because, you know, no commission trading is a big part of
right, but FX wasn't really commission free, was it? Because you buy the offer, you have to sell the bid.
Right.
So you're kind of trading against the house. So yeah, there's no commissions, but they're just giving you shit prices all the time. Shit prices is the same as paying commissions. You know, with Digitex, what we can do is, you know, it's an actual real exchange. You're not betting against the house. You know, we don't care if you win or lose. You can buy at the bid, you can sell at the offer, you can do what you want, We're making the money in a different way because we've got our own, base currency of the exchange that you have to use that currency to use the exchange. That is really the cost to the trader. You're not really paying it. It's not really a cost. It's just kind of a cost that you have to go through that hassle of owning Digitex tokens. You have to go through the risk of owning Digitex tokens, so that nothing's ever really free, because you've got to own Digitex tokens to trade, right. But it is actually commission free because we're using our own base currency. And obviously that's only been possible because of, crypto. The FX guys can't do that. They've just got to give you shit prices.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Now, along with in terms of, getting everything with the exchange going, your waitlist. Okay.
Oh yeah, the waitlist.
Very, very cool.
That's a beast, that thing, isn't it?
No, it really is. I think when we found you guys, you were sitting at about 20,000
right.
wait list, and you're sitting where now?
I think it's 300,000 now. We were gonna do like a blog post like about the 200,000 mark, but we dawdled for a few days and it got to 300,000. It just went batshit crazy. It's just going crazy. We've got that viral element.
Right.
Built into it.
Explain a little bit how you're doing, because the coolest aspect is, obviously the waitlist is a great opportunity for people, but the integration into the beta program is just freaking killer.
Yeah. Well, we just love the viral thing because we did that in the ICO and it just hit it out of the park. Viral marketing just really works. It's relatively cheap. Highly effective because people that discover it from their friends. They get sent a link from their friends. So, and like we say, in the ICO we built, I think it was 250,000 people signed up for the ICO in the 2 weeks leading up to the ICO. And then we opened at 9 a.m. and it was just a free-for-all and we sold out instantly. So we really love viral marketing. We really wanted to do something similar with the exchange launch because, the exchange launch is kind of similar thing. There's a countdown to a date. So what we did is, because this beta version, we really want to launch it to a small, group of people, not too small, but a small group of friendlies. So we figured 5,000 people would be a good start. Now, why not let these 5,000 people compete for that first place? Why not we want to give them a trading balance to start with, so that, like with beta testing, so they're not going to get upset if anything goes wrong. So they're going to get free money and they're going to get early access to the exchange. So we figured people would want to compete for that. So we started this wait list and we say you can shuffle to the front of the queue the more friends you refer. Right. And that's basically the crux of it. It's very simple. It's just you join the wait list, your position, if you join now, you're going to be position 300,000. You've got to refer a few friends and you're going to shuffle to the front. It's actually still not that hard to get in the first 5,000. You refer 10 friends or something, 15 friends, I don't know what the number is, you'll get into that first 5,000. It's very possible to do. And that's what is happening now. We've got an army of people out there, right. Literally, hundreds of thousands of people just sharing this link all over the internet. It's amazing what's happening. I mean, we're getting 10,000, 15,000 people a day joining the way. I mean, it's just crazy. I never imagined.
Crazy jump, yeah. 15,000 on the list.
I mean,
we
might actually have 1 million people on that list by lunchtime. I mean, literally 1 million fucking people just waiting to use the.
With the level that it's snowballing.
I mean, that is amazing. Yeah. There's a real want for this.
Well, and okay, so the beta guys are getting V1, and you basically talked about there's going to be a version 1 and a version 2. So what exactly are the differences, or what's going on with that?
Well, I mean, it's the same platform. It's just version 1 isn't going to be, all the bells and whistles, everything right now. Day 1, it's not just going to be that. We want to get it out the door. We want to check it's working, limited functionality. We're going to have in version 1, like I say, those first 5,000 people, we're going to give them all 1,000 Digitex tokens each for them to trade with, so they're not trading with their own money yet. Right. So that's obviously going to be centralized accounts. The decentralized accounts thing isn't going to be for the version 1. That's coming in version 2 a few months later. We've got the Plasma guys working on that. The guys that are actually working on Plasma, they're the same guys that are building our account system. They actually contacted us. They saw the project. These are the guys that are working on, basically it's the, state channels. It's like the Lightning Network.
Exactly.
It's Ethereum's equivalent. Those developers that were working on that actually contacted us saying, this is like the best use case we can think of
No,
for what we're building.
Absolutely perfect.
Can we get involved?
It's perfect. Yeah.
Right. I mean, I snatched their hand off. I said, hell yeah.
Absolutely. You know? No, I mean, order clearing is, you know, when that is up and going, I mean, you know, we were talking with a DEX a year and a half ago, and the big problem was order clearing for them, and the answer is state channels. I mean,
right. I think it is. You've got to get that mix. It's, you know, it can't be completely decentralized, because decentralized exchanges just suck. They just do. You know, you've got to have that hybrid where you've got the matching engine on a central server, you know, which is lightning fast. And you've just got to have the accounts decentralized, but not the matching end. You've got to have that hybrid, and you've got to get that balance. And, you know, I think we've figured that out.
So, I mean, I remember finding a Reddit article about your whole inflationary component. And it was interesting because somebody like really went hard at you guys. And you came in and you explained the whole situation, like how the inflationary aspect of the Digitex token works. So can you tell us a little bit about that so people are familiar with the whole process?
Sure, yeah. I mean, like I say, this isn't, you know, come by yard pie in the sky. This isn't everything's free for everyone. Obviously, we need to keep the lights on. We've got a big development cost. You know, we got a big marketing cost. We're going to have support costs because obviously we've got to support the people on there. You know, there needs to be several $1 million a year just to support an exchange like this at the minimum. So obviously there is a cost. What we're doing is we're eliminating transaction costs that, you know, target and penalize the most active traders. And instead we are like converting that into an inflationary cost. And the way we're doing that is all Digitex token owners are basically paying the costs in the form of a small inflation rate, because every year we're going to mint a small number of new Digitex tokens to cover the costs. And that is, you know, say we had to mint 100 million new tokens, for instance. So let's take an example let's say the token's trading at 50 cents, which the way we've seen recently, once the exchange is launched, we've got a lot of people on there. That's not a ridiculous number. You know, I think that's a very doable number. Now, at 50 cents, if we were to say we needed $5 million to, you know, pay for the exchange for the next year, we're going to have to mint, 10 million new tokens. There's a supply of 1 billion. We're going to have to mint 10 million. That's a 1% devaluation, basically a 1% inflation rate. So at 50 cents, if you're holding Digitex at 50 cents, it's going to theoretically drop by 1% in value, right? Because we've minted an extra 10 million tokens. So it's going to go from 50 cents to 49.5 cents, which in crypto world ain't shit. You know, no one's, I mean, it can drop to 40 cents in the next 5 minutes. You know, it could go up to 60 cents. It's crazy pricing. So that kind of inflation rate, a 1% drop in value, no one's going to worry about that.
Minimal,
you know, it really is minimal.
And,
you know,
and I believe, like, you had mentioned too, the community also, like,
they get to vote on it anyway.
Right,
they get to vote. I've completely lost control of the token issuance. We've created a series of smart contracts and a voting mechanism where any token issuance now has to go to a vote, and the majority of Digitex token owners have to agree on that vote. So there's no way that I can mint tokens without everybody's approval. Now, the thing is that 1%, all right, is still going down from 50 cents to 49.5 cents, but what are they getting in return for that? They're getting, you know, $5 million that helps us do more marketing, more support, more development. It creates more demand for the Digitex token, and that demand is going to be greater than that 1%.
The access far outweighs the inflation.
Just the fact, I believe that when we do a token issue, in this example that I'm using, if we did a token issuance of 10 million tokens and we raised $5 million, I believe at the point of that successful raise where we say, we now got $5 million for the next year, we're covered, demand for Digitex is going to go up. I think people are going to buy that token because this exchange has now got a bunch of money, doesn't have to charge commissions for a full year, can go crazy with the marketing and development. I think instead of it dropping to 49.5 cents, I think that token goes up to 60 cents on that news.
Right.
So that inflationary aspect gets counteracted by the extra demand that is created by that inflation. You know, you're getting something for that inflation.
Right. Yeah, no, very cool. Well, and you know, with the inflationary model, it's something that I think it's ballsy because a lot of people, as soon as they see an inflationary model, they put
instinctively they go,
instinctively jump, but not enough people, I think, actually understand, the logistics of it.
Right, Ethereum's inflationary.
Exactly.
Ethereum, I mean, that did okay.
Yeah. But yeah, no, okay, so there's the inflationary model, but there's a lot of like kind of unique things about Digitex, and I mean, for me, one of the biggest things, which I'm still scratching my head at, is the biggest exchanges, crypto exchanges in the world, don't have the ability to go short. So obviously that's going to be on Digitex. So why don't you give us a little bit about kind of the different things that are setting Digitex apart from the rest of the market in terms of exchanges?
Well, one of the good things about Digitex is that it's not too different. You want to have something that's different but not too different. You want something, you don't want to be too out there.
Right.
And the good thing about Bitcoin futures and things like that, we know there's an established market out there. We know there's a huge market out there. We just got to make it a little different. And so I believe, obviously we've got a great interface. The interface is really nice. It's designed for very quick traders. It's just one click scalping interface.
In a couple of weeks, right?
We do in Malta. In Malta, yeah. It's a really nice interface, so that's good. But an interface is it's really the no commissions and the fact that we're not going to be holding your money. I mean, those two are such big factors that really nothing else matters. You come in and say you don't have to pay us anything to use this exchange, and you don't have to trust us with your money.
Right.
I mean, it's not hard. People are going to go for that. I believe people are really going to go for that in a big way.
Yeah.
And products that are similar that are out there already have shown that there's the demand for it.
Oh, absolutely.
And this is just gonna, accelerate that demand, I think.
Yeah, no, I mean, the thing for me is like looking at all the features that Digitex has like on deck. It's just well-rounded. I mean, like at this point, like I go to one exchange if I want to trade altcoins. I go to another exchange if I want to find a new coin that just recently launched. I go to another if I want to go short. And, it's kind of crazy, but, Digitex has a very well-rounded package. You've got leverage, you can go long, you can go short. The decentralized aspect is just, that's obviously huge because, I mean, we all have seen how many freaking exchange hacks have happened. And it's insanity because it's even some of the biggest ones, and they're like, well, it's crypto, it happens.
Yeah.
And it's like, if we're going to move forward in this space, like, we got to get past that point.
Yeah, it can't just happen. That's like the rule number one of crypto is don't lose everybody's crypto.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of important.
Yeah, if you don't have your private keys, you don't own your money, and half these exchanges, you don't own your money, basically.
Right, and you just get nervous, on these exchanges. I use a bunch of these exchanges, and you do get nervous when there's a decent amount in there because who knows what they're going to do.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I would say most people trade spot in any market other than futures, but this is a futures platform at the end of the day, so which is interesting. I mean, we're planning to use it, but a lot of people are probably wondering, why futures? How much of an impact do you see the futures market having on the in the entire crypto market in 2019 and Digitex going forward?
Again, I think it's going to be huge. I think people want to trade the big currencies. They want to go short on them. They want to trade with leverage. Like I say, it's already a massive industry. I mean, BitMEX is killing it with their volumes. I just think it's just going to keep going the way it's going. Bitcoin futures is the big thing right now. The volumes are increasing. I mean, you're saying, just on a side note, we are actually going to introduce spot markets too in the future. That's not on our immediate roadmap. That's probably 6 months down the line. But we believe we're going to have such a lot of traffic, and we've really cracked this viral marketing thing now. Yeah. We're just unbelievable at that now. So right, and I figure the kind of waitlist we've got, the kind of attention we've got, we introduce spot markets down the road that are also commission free, that have some kind of mechanism built in where you've got to use Digitex tokens to do the trade. You don't have to spend them, you get to keep them, but you have to have them. So it's still creating demand.
Almost like a stake.
Right, something like that, yeah. So that there is demand for Digitex tokens, so that you have to have Digitex tokens to use this commission-free spot market. So it's going to create demand, which helps the token issuance system. but you won't have to actually spend anything. So I think commission-free spot markets with the commission-free futures markets, you've got everything there for people to play with.
That would be really exciting, that idea of the whole intrusive spot.
Right, because we've got all that traffic anyway, we've got all those people. I think it would just be, it's a natural thing.
And it's a level of access that the general public has never really had, because the average Joe that just kind of jumps into doing small trades with FX or something, they probably never even thought about the ability to actually play some futures contracts.
Right, and if we can get them in through free spot trading, and then all roads lead to the futures exchange from there, at some point they're going to say, well, I've got these Digitex tokens because I had to have them for these spot trades. Maybe I'll just have a go on this futures exchange.
Right, well,
looks fun.
Well, where are you going to go if your options as an average trader, if your options are the NYSE,
right,
or a decentralized platform where you have control of your money?
Exactly. I mean,
What do you think about that one?
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, where do you see kind of Digitex like super long haul?
Like 5 years from now, what do you...
5 years? Oh my God, 5 years. Well, in 5 years, I plan to be sailing off into the distance with a boat full of strippers. That's where I see it in 5 years. So where is it in 4 years? 4 years, again, I just see it as turning into a beast. I just think we get that commission-free thing right, we get that decentralized thing right, where you can trade without trusting us with your money. That's just massive. I can't overemphasize how important, how big of a selling point that's going to be. So, I mean, I just think it's just going to keep going. I just think it's going to be an absolute juggernaut, because why wouldn't it be,
Yeah, no, at this point, I mean, and you guys really, I mean, in terms of the crypto scene, you're the first kids on the block that are really
exactly, and we're getting the marketing right. It's not just a good idea. An idea is great, but it's how you implement it.
Oh, absolutely.
We got the good idea and the marketing, because any business at the end of the day is a marketing business.
Right, I think the marketing part is huge, because you even see some of these large exchanges that are not doing it right.
Right.
You guys that are not there yet, but want to be there.
I mean, we've really cracked the code. Our traffic is just ridiculous to the website now. We know how to crank it up. We know how to turn it up.
Well,
we've got the resources now.
Bear market.
Right, and this is in a bear market, and now we've got the resources to really go at it. With that token price the way it is, damn, we can spend a lot of money on a lot of things that we know work. Banner ads everywhere, paid placements, and sponsored article, all kinds of shit.
That, we actually really enjoy about working with you guys is we've worked with so many projects that they nickel and dime the wrong things, basically.
Right.
And at least from everything we've seen, you guys understand that the community in crypto is freaking everything. You have to be there for your community, and you guys are actually getting out there, talking with your community, and being active, and that's huge. And I think that's made a massive impact.
Did you see our Telegram channel? We are officially the top Telegram channel in all of Telegramdom. I don't know what the word is. We're like the first. We're number one. Yesterday we were number one. The Binance Telegram channel was number 7. Yeah, our Twitter's going. We just passed. BitMEX has got, I don't know how many. They've got 50,000 or something. We just passed the number of Twitter followers that BitMEX has. We ain't even opened yet. We haven't even fucking started yet, dude.
Well, the whole thing with mass adoption won't happen unless there's awareness, and what you guys are doing is making everybody.
Oh, there's going to be awareness. We got that Malta conference coming up, which is good. That's going to get a lot of the insiders of the business aware of us. It's going to give us a chance to talk to a lot more people that are really on the in. And, we get a few of those evangelizing for us. We get a few of those as our advisors. We get it. It's just going to go, leaps and bounds from there.
Yeah. Oh, well, we're excited to see where you guys take it. I mean, you've been killing it so far, and we think,
Yeah, it's been a hell of a ride so far, right? That token price, damn.
Yeah, we're grateful to be on board, and look forward to the continuation of this ride.
It's great to have you. It really is.
Looking forward to that launch in January, just like.
Yeah.
All right, well, it was great talking with you.
All right,
and,
you too. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Adam.
All right, we'll keep up the good work.
It's a pleasure.
All right, cheers, guys. All right, well, that was our little video there. Hope you found it useful. We'll be back with more. Go to our sign up on the waitlist. How about that? That's a good ending. Sign up on the waitlist. Check out our social. Everything's just blowing up. Refer a few friends, get into that first 5,000 and start using the exchange soon. All right, cheers, guys. I'll speak to you soon. Thanks.